Are you a good boy? Yeah. He's a good boy. I think Izzy's awake now. You can go play with her. Yeah, thanks. We blew a fuse or a circuit, whatever. I'm not sure how. So we'll try to get through this date. And if it happens again before we finish, then we'll just have to do it another time. Thanks, Frank. Welcome back to you, too. And Rob, welcome back. It probably was Dee and Trent. They probably sabotaged me because they're mad that I'm not playing Ark with them. Last I knew, they were collecting wyvern eggs. Alright. Sometimes the butts are more symbolic. Sometimes the butts are metaphors. Sometimes art is about the butts they don't draw. Interesting. Joseph returns to our group with tiny cheese and wine. I thought it was tiny wine and cheese. Good evening. Yeah, he's over here with me. He's been upset that you are asleep. What I missed?
Hey.
Butts. The next. Oh. Actually, yeah, I can see it keeps like looping. Oh, there it goes. Good night, Poppy. Sweet dreams. Have a good morning at work if you work tomorrow. Alright, I can't remember if it started looping before or after, but we've moved to a different art display. And these are our choices. We're looking at abstract art, and it's a metaphor for the human condition. It reminds me of my childhood. It represents strife, or it's a butt. One or two. I'm tempted to say two. Any other opinions? Don't. That's my straw. Don't. You have plenty of straws of your own. I'm just gonna choose. Go for A. Frank, Well, I suppose it could be an A, 'cause there's no 1 or 2 either. You think so? 1? You guys want me to try and sound smart, huh? It seems to be an attempt to visually represent a universal... oh boy. Universal experience. That's really powerful, Gustavo. Care to expound on it? With pleasure. Or just kidding, it's a butt. You guys know what my decision is. But what do you think? No. 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 I'm a little bit buzzed, which is fine because I was super grumpy earlier, so. Just kidding, it's a butt. Everyone else stares at the painting. Yeah, that's definitely a butt. While a valid assessment, I feel like the artist was trying to make a different statement. Probably how much he liked butts. You are a servant of the Lord. We're all God's creatures, even butts.
Oh.
Can't with this right now. Comparing this piece to the artist's body of work, I'm pretty sure this represents the sense of isolation he feels creating traditional abstract artwork in a field that's rapidly moving towards digitalization. Wait, digitization? Digitization. That's a big word. Wow, how do you figure that?
Oh.
That's what it says on the placard. Oh.
Oh.
Let's look at a few more of these. We walk around the gallery, sampling some more of the artist's work. I almost hate to say it, but abstract art is kind of growing on me. It's interesting that the artist chooses not to let their work be defined by... what's the word? Realism? Realism. No, really, I'm not. As we're looking at one of the paintings, a patron scoffs loudly. Patron. Psst, I could do that. Excuse me? Hugo, not here. No, come back here. The patron walks away, not noticing Hugo fuming right next to him. You say you could do that, but you didn't. You don't seem to have the intellectual depth or the artistic skill to execute a piece even a fraction as impressive as this one. Art is the truest expression of the self, and it seems like your self is bad, so your art would be bad. Hugo's insult game isn't the best, but there's no denying his passion. Damien is holding him back at this point. Friend, he's not worth it.
I don't know.
Hugo manages to cool down. He smooths his jacket. I've had that thought though. Like, have you ever been, like, there's a restaurant in town. In the bathroom, there's a framed picture. I swear to God, all it is a black brush stroke in like a wave pattern with like a dot above it. And it's like, if that's art, then I'm Picasso. Damn what, Frank? What, Frank? After I listened to you sing for at least 3 hours the other night. Nope. Nope, what? I hate modern art. I just hate the stuff that literally, like, there's no effort behind. No, you didn't stumble your words, but I'm also not singing. Well, actually. I'm sorry. I just love art very much. Aw. We know, buddy. I pat Hugo on the shoulder. You know what would ease the mood? Is it cheese? No. It's wine and cheese. Alright, these three are my dream men. We've got one that's like dark goth Victorian vampire. We've got smart man bun art lover. And we've got cheese and wine. And brownies. Remember, there were brownies on Joseph's date. Sing for you? Do you want me to shut down YouTube? I can do it. I don't sing. I sing for myself, alone in my car, where no one can hear me. Isabel will especially, she'll go out of her way to skip songs that she knows that I like, so I don't sing them when we're in the car together. The four of us head over to the wine and cheese table, which thankfully is grounded in realism and is actual wine and cheese.
Hey!
We have one last stop on the tour. You lot feeling up for it? Is it gonna be any weirder than this art? It is absolutely weirder than this art. Let's do it. My mom is like spam texting me. What the heck? The last thing I see is God, it's sticky. Out of context, what? Excuse me? You know what? Tomorrow my rainbow keyboard is coming. Now I have to find my way back to my stream. Okay, there we go. It's very hot and humid here tonight. Damien, Hugo, Joseph, and I walk over to a performance in the street. Several masked performers in leotards undulate wildly on the ground, screaming both at each other and us. So, quick question. Shoot. What is happening? I second this question. Performance art. What does it mean? Again, I pose the very same question to you, Mr. Santieres. Fear is it? Wow. Fear of existence. The very humanity of being human. They really like screaming? Or butts? The answer should always be butts. What compelled me to get a rainbow keyboard? I'm sorry, do you know me? What doesn't compel me to get a rainbow anything? It's rainbow, and it has pretty lights, and they change color. If I'm ever going to use my computer, the like gaming computer that I bought, I have to have a wireless keyboard and mouse unless I want to try to set up some type of table in front of my TV. Because obviously it came with a mouse and a keyboard, but they're boring and they have to attach to the modem. So, not the modem, the tower. You know what I mean. So like I said, unless I want to set up a desk in front of the TV or I want to sit my ass on the floor whenever I play, if I use a keyboard and mouse. I do have a controller that I can hook up, but hello, Oliver. Okay. Fear of existence, the very humanity of being human. They really like screaming or butts. What's your opinion or your vote? You know what? My hand is sticky now. I must have spilled down the pineapple juice or something. You can pull that away. Sometimes it's really loud. I'm not sure. I think it's from the pineapple juice. I must have like spilled, like dribbled juice down the side or something. Because the vodka wouldn't be sticky. But focus, concentrate. Fear of existence, the very humanity of being human. They really like screaming or butts. And I'm female, so my hand wouldn't be sticky if it were that. Plus, this date isn't that exciting. Alright, I'm gonna pick one since you guys aren't responding to me. I'm not good at picking. They really like screaming. That they do, but I'm not sure if that encompasses the whole of their performance. What do you think they're trying to say? I believe it's less about what they're saying and more about why they're saying it. I think there's something special about performance art. With almost every other form of art, music, painting, photography, the artist uses their medium as a conduit for their emotions. With performance art, the medium is the artist. It's the purest expression of raw human emotion. It's art as catharsis. That's beautiful, Damien. So what you're saying is, if I start making really loud fart noises right now, it's art, as long as I, like, really mean it. Damien fixes him with a hard stare.
Ah.
I was gonna start making fart noises, but based on the look on your face, a joke isn't gonna play well with this crowd. Wise.
Oh.
We watch the rest of the performance as earnestly as we can. Okay, sorry, you have to give the inner 12-year-old a moment. Or 10-year-old. Whew. Alright, as earnestly as we can, and clap politely after the dancers scream their way off stage. Phew. I think I'm all arted out. Agreed. We all decide to walk home together. We make our way back to the cul-de-sac, tiny wine and cheese sloshing around in my stomach. I think what I've learned tonight, and not just what I've learned about art, which was nice and extremely informative, but what I've learned tonight is that when you put a bunch of tiny wine and tiny cheese together, it eventually becomes regular wine and regular cheese, followed by too much wine and too much cheese. The tiny cheese lulled me into a false sense of security. I felt safe with the tiny cheese. Wax wings too close to the sun.
Oh.
Cheese wings? Those would melt in the sun too, and I feel like it's more appropriate imagery. Plus, it'd be delicious. What the heck is that word? I mean, I'm not the smartest person, but I mean, I'm pretty good with vocabulary. I don't know what the heck that word is. Emmentaler? Thaler? If you guys were painters, what would you paint? Butts. I actually dabble in oils. I mostly paint landscapes. I'm not very good, but it's a nice way to pass the time. I think I would focus on personal portraits of people in unique professions, like, for example, luchadors. Interesting choice. I think I'd paint boats, seascapes, maybe some lighthouses. Mostly boats. Really?
Hey.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're choosing boats in favor of a long history of religious imagery and artwork.
Oh.
What? Boats are cool.
Hmm.
What about you, Gustavo? Food artistry, landscapes, or tasteful nudes of the artist? I'm gonna give you a chance to tell me. Otherwise, I'm gonna pick the one I want, and I think y'all know where I'm going with this. Frank, I like food, but come on. This has been a casual enough experience. I don't think I have to impress anyone. Okay, yep, see, Rob knows.
Oh.
Art is a money-making business. I know what sells. I didn't get hearts or eggplants or anything. See, I'm bad at this. We finally get to the cul-de-sac. Alright, boys. Good art. Good art. Agreed.
Ah.
See you guys around? Whether you want to or not. We're all neighbors, after all. I head inside to deal with my inevitable cheese over. Nothing can beat reading in print.
Welcome. You've got dads.
I know. I went with my choice. And it was seconded by Robert, so... Almost like what was obvious? Frank, you're no fun. You might know how to get men, but you're no fun. Alright, I'm here on Dad Book, but why? Always use a coat of wax after a wash. It's better to be early than late. I had a lot of fun hanging out with Damien the other day. I wonder what he's up to. Almost like it was obvious. Was it a serious question? That didn't feel like a serious date. And there were like 3 other people. We were just having fun. Exactly, 3 for a laugh. I open up Dad Book and start writing him a message, and when Amanda walks in the door. Dad, you got a letter. Oh, is it from Grandma? No, it's from Damien. Whoa, can I see it? Amanda hands me a piece of old parchment folded into an envelope and sealed with purple wax. Damn, the dude goes all out. I pry off the seal and unfold the letter. In the most beautiful calligraphy, the letter reads, Dearest Gustavo, I hope you'll find my continued correspondence endearing rather than trying. One can only hope that my use of the slower, more traditional form of communication will showcase my sincere and earnest sentiment that I greatly enjoyed our time together. I write this hastily, under the warm embrace of excitement, fearful that I may misstep and speak towards something unwelcome. For now, I hope that you might forgive my boldness. I will simply say that your company has greatly occupied my thoughts. While the afternoon may have been derailed by forces unforeseen, your companionship helped a great deal, not only in the discipline of my child, but in the morale of my spirit. And for that, I thank you. That said, Gustavo, if you'll allow me, it would mean the world to me if I could enjoy more of your time. Perhaps a trip to the cinema, followed by a moonlit stroll, would be to your taste? I eagerly await your response. With great respect, D. Bloodmarch. Okay. Amanda and I both look up from the letter. Wow. He's good. So you gonna catch a movie with him? Yeah. I better message him on Dad Book and let him know. Amanda slaps my laptop shut. Right? And I appreciate that. If that were me, hook, line, and sinker, I'm done. You have to write him back a real letter. But my handwriting looks like 2 toddlers fighting over a crayon. Yeah. Dad, you have to. He wrote you a letter. That's so cool. Like the 1820s. I'm sorry. Did you live during the, like, time frame where people actually had to write letters and write notes? Where you actually had, like, a physical thing to, like, see and hold on to and keep, not like a text or an email or... I like letters. God, school must be like so... I don't even know. What do kids do in class now? Do they actually pay attention instead of like writing notes? Oh, you... Frank. Do you really think it's that easy to get into my heart? To touch my heart? Honestly, I wish I had saved all the notes and like letters and stuff that I had. We wrote notes. We kept like notebooks that we passed back and forth between classes. Yeah, you do, huh? Mm-hmm. Will you help me? I need to class this up. Father, I was made for this. Here's what you do. Find tickets to a show that you two will like, then enclose them in the letter. Oh, that's classy. Amanda and I hop out of my laptop and peruse showtimes. He doesn't seem like a romantic comedy kind of guy. Oh, here's one. Vampire Crusade 2? Evil Never Dies. I don't know. That sounds kind of stupid. Actually, it's a critically acclaimed exploration into the ennui of existence. It really turns the vampire trope on its head. Really? Nah. There's just lots of blood and vampire titties. What? Titties? Why would they put that word in a game? Did you ever use in art class? Yeah, I have. But like actually writing a letter? No. No, Rob, I'm not that old. I'm old, but not that old. It is really unusual, like, being my age, because I lived before, like, the internet. And I can remember thinking, like, why do I need a computer on my phone? And, like, why do I even need a phone that I can carry around with me? And now, if I don't have my phone, I literally fucking panic. I won't go anywhere without my phone. How do you know? You don't know. I could be way older than you think I am. I am just a mysterious stranger on the internet, after all. Welp, let's roll the dice. I purchase the tickets and print them out, and then sit down at the table with Amanda to try drafting a nice letter. Right? Like, I seriously, like, if I get in the car and I drive halfway down the road and I don't have my phone in my purse, even if I'm late, I will straight up turn around and come home, and I will not leave until I find it. I start writing. Damien, I do hope that this letter finds you in good health. Hey, or good morrow to you on this fine eve. I'm gonna go with a 1.
Huh.
Good one. What's next? Hey, remember when your son tried to cask of Amontillado that kid? You been good? Or I must confess of my amateur control of the written word.
Eh?
Geez, Dad, have some faith in yourself. Okay, we're trucking along. Let him know how you're feeling. You find me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. I did very much enjoy the adventure we found ourselves on the last we met, or that earnest shit was pretty messed up. 1 or 2. No, not 3, Frank, not 3. This is Damien. We have to be fancy. This is my vampire boyfriend. My fancy Victorian vampire boyfriend. One or 2. Three was for the first one. Pretty sure he's not your boyfriend yet. He will be. Ye of little faith, he will be. Ugh. I'm going with this one. Frank! You're so mean. Why did you say that? Ask him to hang out already. True art takes time, Amanda. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. What the heck? Like Bruegel's landscape with the fall of Icarus, I find myself lost in your details. Let me, get at that. I want to say 1. I mean, I like 2. I do. It's fancy. And it's over the top romantic. But no! Rob, no! No, I would not say that, Frank. You guys don't know me at all. Alright, hang on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Alright, I'm gonna say 1.
Ah.
Bring it home, Pops. Let me take you out. I got 2 tickets to the movies. I would very much enjoy your company, accompanying me to the cinema. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Alright, I'll have you know, I just bought the tamarind vodka, so it's not every weekend. My hands aren't sticky anymore. My hands shouldn't be sticky. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. You friggin' heathens. Smooth. Calling it the cinema is a classy move. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes, Hard Daps, Namaste, how do you say it? Namaste. We'll carry on. What the hell is Hard Daps? Either you young'uns know? I'll go with best wishes. Then I sign my name, my full name. Fancier that way. Gustavo Santieres. He needs to have 3 more names in between.
Ah.
Is this okay? Amanda reads over my sloppy handwriting. Damien, I do hope this letter finds you in good health. I must confess of my amateur control of the written word, as well as my even more amateur penmanship. Your letter found me in good spirits, for I felt very much the same after our last encounter. While a strange turn of events, I found myself enamored of the situation at hand. It would bring me great pleasure to escort you to the cinema. Enclosed, you'll find 2 tickets to Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies, which I'm sure you will find both titillating and enjoyable. Best wishes, Gustavo Santieres. Why does he need 3 more? 'Cause I think he's Mexican. And they have like 5 names. You spelled his name wrong. What? What? Oh, wow, I predicted that. Nah, just trying to keep you on your toes. Why? Well, you have a Mexican that you can ask in the stream. It has something to do with keeping their mother's maiden name as well as... I don't know. Rob can probably explain it better than I can. What we really need is Leon. He could tell you. No offense to Robert, just Leon's a little bit more Mexican. I don't know how to say it. I don't mean it in a bad way. Invasion of privacy. Why is it an invasion of privacy? It's not. A lot of people of that particular ethnicity, is that the word? Have multiple names. Wow, what? Frank, I didn't say anything bad. Don't be like that. If I did say something bad, I didn't mean to. Now all you have to do is seal it and put it in his mailbox. Can I seal it with tape? No, you have to lick it. Who seals envelopes with tape? That's not authentic enough. I have an idea. I'll be right back. If you don't lick it, you have to use wax. Amanda leaves the room and returns with a candle, a lighter, and a small piece of wood. Sure what? Frank. Don't test me, Frank. Singing about loving your cousin. You gotta have a wax seal. She lights the candle, which starts to burn down and form a pool of melted wax. Frank, how far do you live from Delphi? Is that close to you? What's that other thing? Amanda pours some wax onto the folded letter and expertly presses a small piece of wood into it. She lets it dry for a second and pulls the wood away, revealing... Here it is, your sigil. A little kitten with a bow on its head. Awesome. I don't know, it's somewhere in the state that you live in. It's where 2 little girls were murdered. Not like super recently, but like 4 years ago. And they still haven't found who did it. I listen to a lot of like true crime murder podcasts. But there's been like more recent like attention to the case because of that. I don't know where this guy was from, but there was a guy who had like a 9-year-old girl locked in his basement, and they thought that maybe he might have been involved in their murders. Yeah, they were, they were like 13 years old, and they went out for the day to this bridge in the woods. I'm not trying to imply that Frank had anything to do with it. I just want to know how close he is to that area. Like if it's close to him or if it's far away. Because like for instance, in the state that I live in, if something happened in like Somersworth, Dover, Portsmouth, they're within like 30 minutes of me. Whereas if something happened in Berlin, it's like at the very top of the state, you know, closer to Canada than it is to me. Frank, you gotta move. You live in a very dangerous state. Actually, Rob needs to move too, because lots of bad things happen in Illinois. Lots of really bad things. You're both in danger. I don't know where you should move to, but away. Did you know, Rob, I'll have to send you the article. There is a guy who grew up about 20, he was born and grew up about 20 minutes from me. But he grew up and moved to Chicago where he built his murder mansion. And killed like over 200 people. Yeah, you're not Mexican enough. I'm sorry. Poppy is more Mexican. I mean, you have to admit, well, I don't know. I mean, technically, as far as like actual genetics, I don't know. But I mean, he has the accent. He doesn't have like 100% like perfect English. He eats cow heads, cow stomachs. Wow, 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 what? Wow. What? I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not. I mean, I'm probably just ignorant, but I mean, you know that anyway. You remember, I'm sorry, Robert, say Titan or Apple. And now tell me that you're not as Mexican as Leon is. Ew, scrambled eggs and cow brains. Leon sent me a video of like people like cooking a cow head. A cow head. They dug a hole in the ground and put it in and like covered it with... Rob, that's not even a word. Oh, never mind. What? You did not find Bigfoot and not tell me. I haven't downloaded it yet, Dee. I have to download it. Did you guys get eaten by wyverns? There, apparently, in Ark, you can find Bigfoot and tame him. You can also find unicorns. Your son? Do you mean mine? You mean your nephew? Trent wouldn't do that to you. He wouldn't get you killed. You're good enough at getting yourself killed without any help. Yours? Who's your son? One of the dinosaurs or a wyvern? Did you find a man to procreate with in that game? Did you procreate with Bigfoot? How did you find anyone to procreate with you when you're pooping like every 2 minutes? Well, I guess all there is to do is deliver it to his doorstep now, huh? Oh, I thought we were getting a carrier pigeon to do it. I already called my guy. I have a pigeon guy. Marcus has the good pigeons. Don't get your pigeons from Anthony. They're no good. I don't want to know if any of this is true. I head outside and walk over to Damien's house. I slip the letter into the slot in his door and go back home. Mission accomplished. Now we play the waiting game. Oh my god, I would die. I can't imagine, like now, having to wait for a response through the mail. Oh, do you really? That's probably why you're so damn skinny. 'Cause you're sweating off all your weight under that goddamn blanket. Hello, Isabel. What's that face for? What are you doing? You don't you don't know? How do you not know? Here, let me hang on a second. Watermelon. You sleep on it. It's not super soft though, is it? It's just thick. Like, I don't know if I'd want that against my bare skin. I don't know. I have like the knockoff ones. Or I did. I'm not sure if I have any anymore. She showers with Pantene, but I've got Watermelon to keep me clean. Killing bear. I know what you guys are talking about. The night finally rolls around where I'm supposed to meet with Damien. The next day he had left another beautifully crafted letter thanking me for mine and agreeing to the evening. Amanda helps me pick out a nice outfit and I show up to the theater a little bit early. It's a chilly night and the theater is kind of crowded, but it's still nice. How do you do? I jump at the sound of his voice and turn around to see Damien right behind me. Right? I think you're too delicate for that. You almost gave me a heart attack. How long were you there for? I don't know. I just walked up. My apologies for frightening you. Was that thunder? Is it going to rain soon? I didn't hear anything. What?
Huh. Oh my.
What? Regardless, the hour grows close. Shall we take our seats in the cinema? I must thank you again for purchasing our tickets. Please, allow me to repay the deed in Sour Patch Kids, or perhaps Milk Duds. Let's do it. We get in line to buy snacks. As we're waiting, I hear a familiar voice behind us. Ugh, my dad's here. I turn around to find Lucien. Lucien? I don't know how to pronounce it. Standing a few feet behind us with a gaggle of other goth kids. How nice to see you. I didn't know you were coming to the theater. I'm glad to see you spending some quality time with your friends. Whatever, Dad. And what movie will you be attending tonight? My friends are making me see some kids' movie about talking animals. I don't really care about it. Well, I do hope you enjoy your evening. We'll be watching Vampire Crusade 2. Evil Never Dies. You? Watching that? Yeah, I thought Damien would enjoy it. Good luck with that, Dad. Lucian, I don't know. Rejoins his friends, and I look over to Damien. Good luck with what? It's nothing. My son loves to tease. What? I am so not racist at all. If anything, I'm ignorant. That's what it is. I'm not racist. Just ignorant. I didn't even know Rob was Mexican, to start out with, okay? We wait in line for a little longer and Damien buys us snacks. He seems a little nervous. I wonder what's wrong. Damien and I take our seats and settle in for previews. Glancing at him, I can see that he's sweating profusely and gripping his armrest. That's not good. Is everything okay? Vampires, huh? The movie hasn't even started yet. You guys. Are you gonna come yell at me too, Oliver? Okay, I'm just gonna be quiet before I get myself in trouble. I love everyone. Live and let live, okay? I'm gonna go with, is everything okay? Everything is perfectly fine. I'm so excited for this film. I'm a devoted patron of the arts, especially the scary arts. The scarier the art, the better. Do you have a favorite horror movie? Of course I have a favorite horror movie. Mine is Halloween Town. Terrifying. Oh my gosh. Oh, interesting. That's odd. I don't seem to remember Halloween Town being that scary. I would have expected him to bring up some sort of strange foreign horror film that I'd never heard of. I know, Dee, they haven't made that game yet. Soon, hopefully. Yeah, it's a Disney movie. Damien's knuckles are turning white. It looks like he's about to rip the armrest off. Oh, he must be scared. Maybe he doesn't like horror movies. Wait a second. Damien, are you afraid of horror movies?
What?
You must be joking. I love horror movies. Lights dim for the film.
Ah!
Damien screams. I apologize. I was thinking about something far scarier than this movie, which is not scary at all. We settle in as the film starts. I offer Damien some licorice and he takes one. I take note of how much his hands are shaking. You should hold his hand.
Ugh.
That might make him feel better. The title flashes across the screen in bloody letters. Vampire Crusade 2, Evil Never Dies. A pale man with long silver hair, glittering red eyes, and well-oiled abs sits up in a coffin. Awaken, my coven. Two more vampires slide the tops of their stone coffins onto the floor. Brother, is it time? Yes, husband, but also mortal enemy, it is time. The three look at each other and then to the camera. For the Vampire Crusade. This rules. The trio of vampires flies off into the night as foreboding organ music plays in the distance. I somehow get lost in the movie. As dumb as it sounded, it's actually a pretty fun flick. We get to a tense moment of the movie where Romulus Trueblood sits at a truce meeting with the general of a human army, whose wife Romulus has fallen in love with. Romulus, it's good to finally meet you. General, I agree. It's good to finally blood you.
Oh my!
Romulus leaps out and slashes the general's throat. Blood splatters over everything, including the camera.
Ugh.
Damien screams again, reflexively grasping my hand. I immediately blush, forgetting about any vampires or blood, or vampiric blood.
What?
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Damien retracts his hand and places it back in his lap. I was writing a novel in my head about blood magic, and I got to an extremely scary section. Damien goes back to quietly stressing out over the movie. It's kind of cute that he won't admit that he's afraid of it. You shut your pie hole! He is not. And if he is, maybe I like it. I wish he would hold my hand again. Maybe I could do something to try and make him feel more comfortable. I've got it. I'll do what all dads do best. Talk during the movie. Tell a dad joke, point at a plot hole, ask what's happening. So I say, tell a dad joke or point out a plot hole. Father Robert is apparently going to bed now. Good night. Sleep well. Don't let the bed bugs bite. Or the vampires. Let's point out a plot hole. Did you notice how that guard fired 7 bullets, but his gun only holds 6 bullets? Yes, that is absolutely unforgivable from a filmmaking standpoint. It's almost unwatchable. It's funny how it's so much easier to point out tiny mistakes in the work of others than it is to actually go create your own thing, huh? Hey, look, that's an anachronism. What's with all these big words? The rest of the movie goes by relatively smoothly, with only a few whimpers from Damien. Maybe he would have liked the romantic comedy better. Dude, hold his hand, put your arm around him. We get to the final scene of the movie, where Romulus Bad Blood and the General's wife embrace each other in his crypt. Oof. It appears that the true Vampire Crusade was the Vampire Crusade in our hearts, our cold, unbeating hearts. Is Senor Mister? I don't know. And much good night, thank you. No, it's Father Robert, because you're so prim and proper. Oh, he did fall asleep. Oh no. Oh. So since he's not been feeling well because of his cyst, I pulled the recliner from the living room into his room, and that's what he's been like sitting in. Because it hurts to sit on his bed, and he's like leaned over to like the side, like almost off of the arm of the recliner, like completely asleep. Poor thing. Alright, I'm gonna finish up this date and then I'm gonna say goodnight. Romulus and the general's wife begin making out hard. The film fades to black and the end appears on the screen, but then it hard cuts to Demetrius and his rival lover Carmela, who watch the two from afar. Oh no, twist ending. Our bloodline has been pure for 1,000 years. Romulus has betrayed us by loving a human woman. It will only be a short time before the next Vampire Crusade 3. Evil must die again. More thunder, more ominous organs. The movie fades out again, and a bloody question mark now accompanies the end. Is he really? Oh no. Let me go see if I can, like, mute his phone or something. Oh, there, I muted him. Poor thing. I can't believe he fell asleep. He went, he was out with his dad most of the day yesterday. They got home late, I don't know, like between 11 and 12, I want to say. And then he fell asleep shortly after. So I'm surprised he is actually tired this early. You're not streaming. If you are, I never got a notification. Damien and I walk out of the movie theater amidst throngs of chattering moviegoers. He's a little more pale than I remember, but otherwise he survived the encounter. He even seems kind of invigorated. What an interesting film. While the premise admittedly struck me as pedestrian, I was intrigued by its harrowing love story and great attention to detail in regards to vampiric lore. Yeah, it was pretty good. A lot more vampire titties than I thought there would be. What is with the titties? I would never use that word on a date. Come, the night is young. Let's take a stroll. Damien is making a point of not telling me where he's taking me. Still, I'm enjoying the walk in the cool night air. Being alone here with Damien is a lot better than being in a crowded theater. Lovely night, isn't it? As lovely as the company, yes. He thinks I'm lovely. Damn, okay. Here comes the smooth response. Thanks, cool, or okay. They're all awful. Titties are nice, though, but not on a first date. Get to know someone first. No problem. Crushed it. We both stand there feeling a little awkward. Wow. I sure am one smooth operator. Are you getting a little hungry? We can maybe stop off and grab something to eat. Worry not, friend. I've a plan. We turn the corner and are greeted by the gates of a cemetery? What? Are we going in there?
Ah.
A little bit of Victorian flavor, Gustavo. Trust me. I'm a bit nervous, but Damien hasn't led me wrong yet. I follow his lead as we walk into the cemetery. Statues of angels stare down at us as we follow a path through the faded tombstones. As we crest a small hill, we get a beautiful view of the city. The night lights sparkle around us. I gotta hand it to him. For being in a cemetery, this is strangely romantic. Picnicking, that's quite a word, in a graveyard, or in graveyards, is an old Victorian tradition. An appropriate finish to an evening after a vampire movie, wouldn't you say? With a flourish, Damien produces a blanket and picnic basket. Wait, where were you hiding that? Under my cloak? Oh, right. Damien unfolds the blanket and we both sit down, gazing out at the city lights. He produces a bottle of red wine and a fine selection of cheeses. In the Victorian era, there were no public art galleries, parks, or botanical gardens to speak of. Once, rural graveyards became a more popular alternative to church burials. They became the only place that people could see beautiful plant life and fine sculptures. That makes sense. This is pretty nice. I have a question, though. How are you so okay with being in a graveyard, but you had trouble handling a scary movie? Right? A picnic basket would be a little bit large to hide under your cloak.
Oh my.
I wasn't... He sighs deeply. Okay, yes, I was extremely scared by that movie. I was not writing a book about blood magic in my head. I've never been good at those. I just feel as if because of how I look and act, people expect me to love horror films, so I must play the part. Truth be told, I don't know if I have the constitution for them at times. Damien, I'm so sorry. If I'd known, I would have suggested another movie. It's quite alright. I actually did find myself enjoying this one, thanks to your help. Graveyards, however, I think there's something rather beautiful about death. Cemeteries are traditionally built away from cities, away from the realm of the living, and it keeps us rather separated from it. To acknowledge death and become comfortable with it, I think, gives us a certain intimate knowledge of ourselves. To sit amongst generations of those who came before us, to be truly alive in the midst of so much death, brings me great comfort. Death helps me appreciate life, to savor every second. We sit and enjoy our food and wine. I don't feel scared anymore. Never thought I'd be comfortable sitting alone in a graveyard at night, but I actually feel very peaceful. Suddenly it doesn't seem like we're alone. Off in the distance I see a shadowy figure in the trees. What is that? I'm not sure. It noticed us. I'm paralyzed with fear as it begins lumbering slowly towards us, its shape taking a more animal form, more feral. I look to Damien for help, but he's just as afraid and transfixed as I am. It's probably Robert. I want to scream, but it's stuck in my throat. The creature is getting closer, moving faster. Woof! Oh. It's a dog. As it finally comes into the light, the friendliest, dumbest little Boston Terrier I've ever seen pulls its owner towards us. The dog trots over to Damien and sniffs at his hands. Damien looks ecstatic. He ruffles the dog's fur happily. What a beautiful dog. Hey! We both look up, not expecting to see... I called it. Robert. Thanks. Robert, what are you doing out here on this lovely evening? Hunting cryptids. What? He's looking for Bigfoot. What? I didn't know you had a dog. This isn't my dog. I found her wandering in the street. I put a leash on her, and now we're walking around this graveyard together. Hunting cryptids. Damien and I share a look. May I give her a treat?
Oh.
Sure. Wouldn't give her cheese, though. Not to worry. Damien reaches into the depths of his cloak and procures a small dog treat. What else is he keeping in there? The dog laps up the treat and crunches away, tail wagging furiously. Damien continues to smooth down her fur. Thanks. My absolute pleasure. Damien shakes the dog's paw. Lovely to meet you, my friend. May our paths cross again. Robert and his dog disappear into the darkness again. Damien stares after them. I didn't know you liked dogs. Victorians love dogs, actually. Most Victorian women of high fashion would always be accompanied by a small dog, such as a terrier or Maltese. What do you get when you punch Dwayne Johnson's butt? Oh, broken hand? I don't know. Well, yeah, he wants the big D, don't we all? This game is weird. Yeah, I guess it can be. It's fun, though. I gave Rob the option. I said, Blair Witch, Among the Sleep, Undertale, Resident Evil Zero. I have all kinds of games, but he chose Dream Daddy, so that's where we are. The rock bottom. No way. That's an awful joke. I think big dogs are nice too. Yeah, man, dogs are cool. I do believe we've had enough excitement for one night. What say we make our way home? Damien hops to his feet and extends a hand to help me up. I gladly take it as my knees aren't what they used to be. He packs up his picnic basket and leads us out of the graveyard. As we begin the walk home, I take one last look at the cemetery. It really is beautiful. I haven't found any dad jokes. Actually, there's one chick that does dad jokes. Like a proper gentleman, Damien walks me to my doorstep. TikTok is the devil, though. I swear to God, I'll start looking on there, and all of a sudden it's 3 hours later. Thank you ever so kindly for your company tonight. Damien, it was my pleasure. Gustavo, if you'll allow me, it would bring me great joy to offer you a token of my affection. Damien reaches into his cloak and pulls out a folded, monogrammed handkerchief. He presses it into my hand. I thought he was going to give me a dog treat. Wow, thank you, Damien. Bro builds? I'll use this to dry my tears for those I've lost. I can't wait to sneeze on this. I'm gonna wave this at passing ships. I don't like any of these. I don't think we should make jokes with Damien. I'm gonna wave this at passing ships. I approve. Damien shuffles his feet. I just want to say that it's rare to find someone like you. Someone who's open to my eccentricities.
Oh.
It's nice to feel so accepted. Thank you. Damien gives my hand a quick squeeze. Damien blushes and hastily retracts his hand. I must take my leave. Good night. Before I can say anything else, he's gone. Huh. I unlock the door and step inside. Well, that's poop. We didn't even get like a kiss on the hand or anything. I don't know. I messed around with TikTok a little bit, like looking at the different like filters and stuff, but I don't think I'd ever actually like make or like post any. I might make one, but I wouldn't actually post it so that anyone could see it. Like a whirlwind, Amanda runs from the window and plops down on the couch, trying to look nonchalant. Hey, Dad, what's up? Were you watching me from the window? No, I was just, okay, yes. How was the movie? Lots of vampire titties. Told you. But as it turns out, Damien is scared. Wait, Amanda doesn't need to know that. I'll keep it between me and Damien. Scary cool. Yep, he's so cool it's scary. Nice save, Gustavo. Did you know that graveyards used to be a place to throw parties? I think I'm misremembering that. Wow, that's pretty punk. Also, we saw a dog. Definitely thought it was a werewolf for a minute, though. How can you be so sure it wasn't a werewolf? How can you be so sure I'm not a werewolf? And how can I be so sure you're not a werewolf? Amanda's eyes narrow. I don't trust you. Nor I you. We make intense, wary eye contact for a second. Anyway, I'm calling it for the night. Don't stay up too late, will ya? I don't think there are any vampire titties in this game, unfortunately. Gotta get on the Game Grumps to make a Dream Mommy video, or game. I'm not trying to howl at the moon past midnight, or I'll try not to howl at the moon past midnight. Always try your best at everything. Date complete. Ooh, that looks kind of good, except for the Edwardian part.
My dear friend, you've simply taken the egg on this one. Taken the egg is a...
Yes.
It's a
He's hot.
Victorian phrase.
You're
Technically
young,
means
you have your
once.
health, now is the time to take risks. Well, it's been a long day. I'm just about ready to pack it in. After a few bites of ice cream from the freezer, I turn off all the lights and walk down the hall to my room. I wonder if Amanda's still awake. That kid needs some sleep. As I pass her room, I can hear a faint sound, but can't quite make out what it is. I get a little closer. Is she crying? Oh no, we don't want to get into that. So we'll stop here for this evening. We had a successful date with Damien. We didn't get any action, but hey, it's okay, I guess. Next time, maybe. Oh my gosh. Thanks for coming and hanging out. A couple of months until I play again. Wow. Wow. It won't be a couple of months. I'll play again. I'll try and play again. She's not going to want to talk about it anyway. She's not going to want to talk to her dad about this stuff. Watch. I knock gently on the door. Hey, Amanda? The crying immediately stops. Not right now. Her voice sounds strained. She sniffles. I need to make sure she's okay. I open the door. It's probably about some damn boy. In the dark, I can see Amanda's outline in the middle of her bed, knees hugged up against her body. Is everything okay? I don't want to talk about it. Did something happen, or leave her alone? Did something happen? No, nothing happened. Go away. See, I told you she wouldn't want to talk. I'm female. I know this side. Leave her alone. All right, I'll leave you be. I back out of the room and close the door gently behind me. She immediately starts crying again. Maybe I should have stayed. Now I feel bad. Wow, I have no idea what has her so upset. She seemed totally normal. I feel awful just leaving her to cry, but I also get the feeling that if I tried to do anything else, it would only have made her more upset. I can't stop mentally cycling through all sorts of awful things she could be dealing with right now. More than anything, I just want her to be happy and safe. I have a hard time falling asleep, but when I finally do, I'm still thinking about Amanda. Okay, this must be like the next day or something. So here, we're really gonna stop at this point, and we'll save the confrontation with her for next time. It's gotta be about a boy. It's always about boys. If a girl's crying, a boy is probably responsible. Yeah. You say hi, Oliver? Why don't you go see Isabeau? Or did she go back to sleep? Is everybody asleep now? Am I finally alone? Am I finally alone with no one else awake? And needing anything? Maybe not always, but generally. 99% of the time. But alright, I'm gonna say goodnight for now. Thank you for coming to my stream. Oh, well, the cat doesn't count. The cat doesn't really need anything from me. I can ignore the cat. Worst case scenario. Right, Oliver? I can ignore you, right? Right? Give it up for adoption. No. I paid money to get his balls cut off so he would be tolerable to live with. So I can't put him up for adoption. Alright. But thank you again. It was fun. I'll see you guys later, maybe tomorrow. Have a good night. No Chinese! We're not grilling any cat. You're terrible.